God, I hope you've got some Nostradamus in you, Marv. I would hope that would be. I think that's every coach's dream this time of year. Some coaches say 4 games in a row. So, and this is one of those years where that dream could come true as well. A team could win 4 games in a row, as crazy as this league's been this year. So, every coach yesterday went into their locker room and met with their team before they went out on the practice floor, and every one of them gave them the same speech. We all have a chance to win this. We all have a chance to make our dreams come true. We have a chance to win a championship and go to the NCAA tournament. I can promise you 10 coaches said that yesterday.
And 10 believe it, right? I mean, that's not.
Why would you not? Why would you not? And this year, and the way this league race has been and how jumbled up it's been, I think there's no question that every 10 of them could believe it, and all the student athletes could believe it as well.
You played pretty complete games the last couple of days. Barry, do you feel like you've gotten past this slow start that doomed you the second game, or the first game against Northern Iowa?
I think we're a different team than when we played Northern Iowa. We played them so much, it was so far back. I mean, they were both January games, right?
The first one.
Yeah.
The one that was here.
Yeah, well, we started our first road game was December then,
Yeah.
right? 28th? January, so we played both games in January. So they're a much different team. We're a much different team. 9 days ago, I'd have told you they're the hottest team in the league. I mean, I thought they'd won 4 games in a row, and they were playing as well as anybody. And they had a 1-point loss to Loyola. Matter of fact, both their losses to Loyola were by 1 point. So I still think we're playing a team that's incredibly hot, balanced. They know how to play. I know who their coach is, and he's one of the best coaches in the country. So I just think I think every game that's going to be in this tournament is going to go down to the wire, and I don't see this one as any different.
Green is going to get his shots and get his points. How do you not let the other guys beat you Friday night?
Well, you certainly have to be cognizant of them because they can all shoot. Haldeman's the second leading scorer on the team, comes off the bench. We know how good Lohaus can be. We know how good Burhow can be. Pickford can beat you on the dribble. Isaiah is such a good defender, and McConnell is, he is what he is. But Northern Iowa's always had those guys that can shoot from the 3 and shoot well. So our exterior defense has to be really good.
How concerned are you about Teak Bull playing 3 games in 3 days? Is that a concern for you right now?
No, because Teak's not playing. He's not logging the minutes right now that I think that would put stress on him for 3 days in a row. I do believe this, though. I told our team yesterday, I've always played 10 or 11 guys in the Missouri Valley tournament. So Gooch and Rudy need to be ready to go. They need to be ready to go. There is a good chance that there'll be a point in the game where they have to get on the floor. In 15 previous years, that's happened. So I'll be shocked if we just play 8 guys in this tournament. You always have to be ready to go.
That's because of back-to-back games?
It's because of back-to-back games. It's because of unseen circumstances, foul trouble, injury, sickness. All of those things come into play. So there's so many variables, but in the 15 years that I've played in this tournament, it just never fails. There's always something quirky that happens, that comes up.
You've scored pretty easily during this winning streak, really, when you look at it, but where can you turn it up on defense?
We're not going to play much better than what we played on Saturday. I mean, we held them to under 39%, and that's always our goal, is 39 or below. And our interior defense has got to get better. I mean, right now our defense is just based on you're guarding your man. You're guarding your man. This is who you're guarding. This is who you got during the game. We're not switching very much. We're not double teaming very much. We're just saying this is who you've got. And our interior defense could get a little bit better. I think our guards right now, I tell you what, I think Sean Lloyd's locked in. I think he's locked in. He's guarding now. He's guarding his tail off.
Not counting Sean Lloyd as a guard, Barry, if my math is right, in the 2 games against UNI, your guards, including your freshman in the first game, who I think had 16, put up 83 points. You expect that? Is your backcourt Can it dominate in this third game?
I think if you're fortunate, and I've been fortunate enough to get to the third game, if you're fortunate enough to get to the third game, your adrenaline takes you through.
The third game against UNI.
Oh, third game, well, I think everything's out the window on a third game when you play a team. I just think I think one of the things, the advantage of North Ida and us playing the third game is we've not played each other for 5 weeks. I mean, 5 weeks is a long time in college basketball, and they've put in some different stuff. They're playing differently, and we're playing differently. We're not playing like we played when we played these guys. So I think you got two different teams that are going to compete against each other.
I don't know about Flourburn or you, but how proud are you to get 2 guys on the all-defensive teams? That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's really good. We've improved dramatically defensively, and it was a huge emphasis going in. Even from Cuba on, we talked about how much better we have to be defensively, and we have made great strides in that department. But to get those 2 on there, I was really happy for Kavion. Kavion got on there a lot because of his blocks, and I'm really happy for Sean Lloyd. That was something that those 2 really took great pride in, and I think it, obviously when you receive accolades, it just kind of validates everything.
Saturday, you said he was your defensive player of the year. You disappointed that he didn't get that award, and is that maybe a source of motivation for the weekend?
Not for me. I mean, I'm disappointed. I'm always disappointed when our players don't receive the accolades that I think they should receive. But at the same time, there are 9 other teams that are voting in this league and people that see these guys play on a regular basis. So I trust their evaluation. How it's used as motivation, I don't know. You have to ask the players that. As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't have anything to do with anything. I've always said this. It never, first team, second team, third team, honorable mention, none of that. There's only one award that I've really, as a coach, that I can honestly say that I've been really, really proud of, and that would be Marcus and the Academic All-American. I think that's that's the highest esteem honor I've ever had a player to receive since I've been a head coach. I think that crosses out all awards. I'd rather be an Academic All-American than I would be a Player of the Year. And that's just me, though, that other coaches would think differently. But I'm really proud of that accomplishment from Marcus.
Cuba, Kentucky, Buffalo, you schedule all those games for moments like this. How do they help you at this time?
Well, they got us the 3rd seed. So everybody asked me, did the schedule help you? Well, it helped us get the 3rd seed and the net. And we weren't very far behind 1 and 2. But to answer your question, yes, I think those games helped us.
You had a schedule that may have gotten you an NIT bid if you were able to win the right games. When you look back, Barry, was there anything why you just kind of had that lull in the middle of the season?
Yeah. We didn't have our leading scorer and leading rebounder for 9 games. So, I mean, sorry, that's it. And as a head coach, I made a decision. I still would make it today. We have rules that we have with this team, and that's part of it. So.
And I checked, I could be wrong about this, but the first 4 games that Fletcher was back after the 6 that he missed, he lost.
Sure.
And you commented on that before, and you taught me some things.
Yeah, it's hard. Look what's going to happen watch what happens when Zion comes back to Duke. They'll have to adapt. They have to adapt. It's hard. You play a certain amount of games or you don't have a guy, and you get your team chemistry back and you get it going and everybody's playing this amount of minutes, and all of a sudden you can say all about being together and this and that, and the next thing you know, I'm playing half the minutes that I played before you came back. I mean, it takes a while to adapt, and we didn't have a lot of chemistry during that time. It affected us. There was more I think it had a huge effect on us. I don't have a problem telling you. It's probably a 14, 15 game effect on our basketball team. But that's water under the bridge now. And I do think the team that you're seeing right now is the team that we thought that we could have all year long. And there's no better time to play your best basketball than March. That's all you shoot for. You shoot for March. You shoot for playing your best basketball right now. And I talk to our guys about that all the time. And yesterday, not yesterday, 2 days ago, what is today? 2 days ago, Sunday night, I'm listing, I listed these guys' interviews, and specifically the seniors. And they're all talking about their relationship with their teammates and what the school's meant to them and the fans and all this. And they're saying everything that you would ever want a player to say. And not one of these guys did I visit with prior to any of those interviews and tell them what to say. And I never do that. Never done that ever since I've been a head coach. So what you saw out of these young men, when they talked about, I'll always remember my relationships. I'll always remember my teammates. I'll remember the fans. I'll remember the crowd. I'll remember this university. All of that is exactly what you'd want a player to say. And I was so proud that I sit there Sunday night and the 6 o'clock, the 5, the 5:30, the 6, the 6:30. We had more news broadcasts than any place in America. But I listened to all those broadcasts, and then, Sean does a deal the night on Sunday night. And I got emotional from what those guys said. And it's exactly what you want. We're together now. Our guys are playing for each other. That group of young men that was in the locker room on Saturday played for those seniors. I mean, it was just, this is what you want. So I'm excited. I'm excited about going to the tournament. I'm excited about where we are as a ball club. I'm excited about our young men and how they're representing our region.
Sean's had given you some offense, but how important are him and McGill when you look at it? You pretty much know what you're going to get from Kavion and Armand, and those two are going to be critical to your run this week.
In all the years I've been in the tournament, Todd, the tournament run has always been played out. How do your guards play? It's always come down to guard play, how well they play. And I'm not playing poker and showing my hand here. As Aaron Cook goes, so go we. So it's not so much Eric and Sean and the perimeters, but when Aaron Cook is tuned in defensively and Aaron Cook plays the true role of a point guard, we're really good. We're really good. And you saw what he did against Illinois State. What he did at Indiana State was even more impressive. What he and Eric did in Indiana State was the most impressive guard play we've had all year long. 12 assists, 2 turnovers, and between the two of them, they scored 6 points. But that's the best we played. That's the best game we played in a long time, was at Indiana State. And those guys didn't score points, but they played unbelievable defense, and they were unbelievably unselfish on the offensive end of sharing the basketball and found guys great shots. So Sean Lloyd scores points when Aaron Cook is on top of his game. I believe that.
I was just going to ask you, Barry, you're among friends here. 10 minutes through the first half, I think you just told us what you'd like to see from your team. Aaron Cook?
Well, I don't mind telling you what we talked to our guys about. We want to start the game defensively with an unbelievable amount of intensity. I think when your ball club loses itself defending, then you take all pressure off your ball club offensively. We talk about play unselfish on offense. We talk about make the easy play, make the extra pass. And that's what we talk about. So I just gave you my pregame speech for Northern Iowa.
Anything else?
Barry, I'm sorry I have to ask, but this is the end of the year. You're going into the tournament. It's going to make or break your season. You have 1 year left on your contract. Do you feel like you've proven that this program's in the right direction going into next season?
I don't have to prove that, guys. You guys do that. You guys, I wake up every day and y'all tell me whether I'm going in the right direction or not. So that's up to you guys. I'm not up here to politic for my job. This is the only thing I'll tell you. When I get out of coaching, I want it to be my decision and not someone else's. So I'm going to go to St. Louis and I'm going to coach my tail off, man. I'm going to coach my tail off. And if it's somebody else's decision, so be it. And I'll live with it. I love this place. And I've had 7 great years. And I'm not going to let anything hinder me from these next 3 games, 2 games, 1 game, whatever it may be. But I can promise you this, I'm going to coach my butt off in St. Louis. Okay, guys, thanks. Appreciate it.
Coach.